what you looking at? I got a TKO on wherever the food is at. What you looking at, boy? What you looking at? Got two TVs of my own, I don't need the gas. Hold up, no sir. Step into the mic, bring me closer. Sabotage back in the lab, and to stop that you gonna have to go through both. The swole up. Anytime I pull up the bars, I buck up my shoulders and pour the heart. Word to God, my gears push to start a feature, but my skill set a la carte. Woo! You don't understand. I got some sins in one palm of my hand. Balls are always frigid and bodies get numb every time I demonstrate the main rule of thumb.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. All right. It is Monday night. It's 7 o'clock. You know what time it is. It is the knockout hour. Of course, with your boy, the notorious one, the biggest one, your mama love him and all them. But hour, my name is TKO, Tater Allen Jr. for a lot of people out there. And thank you all for joining us again this very here Monday. First and foremost, I like to just be able to shout out God for keeping everybody in my house safe after yesterday here in Alamance County, North Carolina, as well as several other counties close to us been affected by a huge storm that hit us. Um, a lot of rivers is flooded. I don't know how many people live on the eastern seaboard part of East Coast area of United States, but like for North Carolina, you got the whole river. It's one of the biggest rivers that kind of flows through the on the East Coast, and man, it flooded all throughout the city, in multiple towns as well. And man, it was bad. This is the worst I've seen it. Uh, I've been here my whole life, type of thing. So I would just say that I've seen a lot of reports of people being safe. I don't see too many of near none fatalities, which is great at this point. Shout out to the local firemen and women, as well as the police department that was escorting the people. I've seen several boats out there, not personally, because where I live, the ground's kind of high, and where we got nice little drainage, so we was good for what it was worth at that time, because everything from my house kind of flows downhill. But man, I seen my aunt was area. It's like coming all the way up to like a door, man. It was kind of crazy. But yeah, I just like want to just thank God for everyone that's out there that's safe, and um, even though a lot of people lost property, number one, you can always replace property, can't replace people, and that's the most important part about that. Word right here from Brian says we saw it on the news. We're hoping you were okay. Glad to see you're safe, brother. We are 53 strong. That's what I'm talking about, big dog. Hey, my man Brian, what's going on to my ladies and gentlemen? Thank you guys for the service, men and women. Oh man, thank y'all for joining us again, man, and thank y'all for y'all concerns, man. I mean, you really just don't know, you know what I mean, how close you are to certain things in life. It just really changed your perspective. And even though we ain't had no power, the power went out around like 6. We was fine. We just opened the windows up at one point when it got a little stuffy in here. And I've been up all morning because was ready to hit the clock to go to work, and I only had 1% of my battery, so I had to kind of just sit up and be early anyway, man. Thank you guys, man. Glad y'all joining us this week. 53. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. Hey, y'all show up and y'all show up for sure. And for you guys to know, this is the Air Force right here representing out in Germany. They're stationed out there. Excuse me again if I don't get I think it's 82nd grade or 802. Correct me, please, Brian. I want to be correct. I want to make sure I write this note down every week. But we can't thank you guys enough for your service and what you do for our great country. We love you guys. Please be safe, and thank you so much. Again, from the knockout out and every person here that's listening, we want to just keep thanking you guys. But it's right here, everybody that's tuning in. It's a combat sports show. I am a professional wrestler. But I just like to start out the beginning of the shows every week before we get into the combat sports and everything that went down this past week, and my opinions and thoughts on some of these things, is that I like to talk about what's going on in life sometimes, just to get the show warmed up, right? But I would say that like my previous week was pretty good. Um, a lot of times you will be able to be struggling through something, and God will put you in the right place at the right time to hear the right message. And I think this past week I met this nice woman and a beautiful family, the Freeman family. Very nice. They invited us in their home. I work for door to door sales of Bright Speed and JA Solutions. where man, what a moment that I really needed to hear. This message that she had for me, and it's like God spoke through her to talk to me. I noted that even my friend Ked, he was right there, man. But she was very powerful because, man, it just seems like the Lord knows when you're going through something, and it only takes maybe again just a second to allow God to move through someone for you to hear Him. And I have to realize a lot of times that we don't always succeed in the way we want, and that's okay. That's how life is. The main thing is, of course, is knowing that you just got to get up, dust yourself off, and keep going, man. You got to keep going. So last week, man, mentally, I had to really lock in more than I ever had before because I just had more of a challenge this week. I don't know. I think I was beating myself up mentally, but then when it came down to it, man, I had to realize that I'm very blessed for what I have and the opportunities I have in life. Because like this weekend, I get to wrestle again. So I get to wrestle. It's been a minute, but I get to wrestle this weekend. Actually, this Sunday and next Saturday, I got it for sure wrestle. But first and foremost, this one coming up this Sunday will be in Raleigh, North Carolina. Be down at the Rubens Bar, called Skimming Cafe. I love that place a lot. May want to check us out. I get some more details later in the show towards the end if you guys want to come check it out. I will also post that match probably the next day on YouTube. I try to make sure that everybody's listening, especially you guys, Brian, and you guys have some entertainment to watch me do my thing because I will be defending my Gouge Junior Heavyweight Championship. Oh, it feels so good to say that. But no, I will be defending my Junior Heavyweight Championship, and I just know that when it comes down to it, if Roosevelt uh, is in my path, like he's always been since I got the title for him. But he is a great champion. I do admire everything he's achieved in his career. But when it comes down to this company and this title, it's my time now. Straight like that. And you better bring you and the army with you to come get this title off me. But it ain't gonna happen. That's right, baby. Thank you, DC. You can go ahead and take that to the bank, bruh, because that's how I do. I get busy in the ring and I'm ready to go because I've been working out, been trying to, try to probably take this junior off the heavyweight part at one point, maybe in about a year or so, but not right now. Just being in the gym, um, being determined, dedicated, show up and show out. That's what you got to do. You got to be ready to go. So that's one thing. And then I got another match this weekend coming up at BWA. Is it be in Eden, North Carolina? It'd be 1722 Mill Avenue. It's because I had to work out there. But anyway, I'm so happy to be able to come back to that fan base out there. They're great people out there in Eden, North Carolina. Uh, I'm definitely gonna get the crowd rocking and rolling. I know they missed TKO and I missed them too. So we're going to see what we can do out there. I know my opponent be announced real soon, but like we can get dirty. Hey, what's up? What's up, Gambino, my man? What's happening? How you doing? I'm doing good, man. I'm blessed. How you doing, my brother? Glad you for joining tonight. But yeah, man. So the main thing is I would just say is that last week was great, but this week's going to be even better. But we're going to get into some combat sports news in a couple of minutes. But right here at this moment, right on the knockout hour. Oh, hold on one second. What kind of fighter are you? I'm a professional wrestler. Thank you for asking. Yes, I do professional wrestling. I actually own a professional wrestling company as well. It's called Icon Professional Wrestling LLC in North Carolina. But yes, I do. I've been wrestling now for 6 years, and September be 7 years. So I'm also the Gals Junior Heavyweight Champion. Appreciate it. Just to let you know, man. Thank you. I just like to throw that out there. And I'll tell you later on in the show if you want to be able to check out my matches because I want you to stay here for the hour, But after the show, man, if you want to check out some of my matches, man, let me know, and we're gonna go ahead and throw that link out there for you. But real quick, man, we're gonna get into a hip hop spotlight moment. Every week we try to sit there and showcase again the hottest new artists that's up here in the scene, and it's one of my guys right here. Of course, again, is OC from NC. We're gonna go with the Immaculate Constellation. The Immaculate Constellation. Think about that. As we're going ahead and vibe today, and then when we get back, we're gonna talk about some MMA and boxing news. So let's go ahead and get it rolling, baby.
Check. Couple more plays, we about to stop making them. Couple more days, we got to drop weight for them. So stuck in my ways, we about to stop way. So stuck in my ways, we back in stock. Baxter Stockman, fly on the wall, watching a rock band. Locked in, a locked in, making sense now. Niggas that play both sides got off the fence. I'm convinced when you play those rhymes, you not convinced. Not when this I design like if Plato rhymed. Took a trip out west just to say those lines. One stop in Texas, my only play no rhymes, cause they know I'm timeless. NC's finest, do rewind this. Beat Tampa. Me and B started out with some weak crowds, but look at us, peak now. Look at my week now, I'm weak now. Wait, like it's hard being discreet now. Brand new Jordan 5, see my defeat. All the time pain turning to rhyme, see my defeat. Whatever's out of control, you off the lead, off the beat, nigga. Fish, still tugging, still thugging, still going, chill dugging. Been a long road, niggas will turn on you. Hey, it's been a long road, still tugging, still thugging, still going, chill dugging. Been a long road, niggas will turn on you. Hey. Slid up to the hill on the Johnny Deal. 3 bad bitches on the Halloween. My, think we got a baby, let me grab the wheel. Too much attention on it. You only hear from 10 to 2. What's the tension on it? Just meet me after in the room. What's the tension? Make sure your friends ain't around for the legend. Don't get found in my mentions, baby. Don't get found in the mentions. You define it as a pimp, as profound as the Simpsons. Bitch.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Another hot one from OC from NC. And that right there is the Immaculate Constellation. I'm sorry, everybody. I had to get some lotion. Tell everybody thank you. Miss TKO. I took a shot before I got on the show. Ooh, my face ashy. I'm sorry. Ooh, I make sure I look good. All right, bet. So right there was OC from NC with the Immaculate Constellation. If you want to be able to find his music, please check him out wherever you find your music sources. A lot of people got that good old Apple Music like myself. Hey, throw me some money out. At the same time, you got Spotify and of course YouTube and all that good stuff, man. So right here, my man Gambino, my man. So you said your son is Nick Swift. Now, after the show, I'll be able to go ahead and check some of this information out because currently, I'm gonna be honest with you, I will have to be able to look him up and see who it is. So, and I see that you're from Florida. That's awesome, man. That's really awesome. And shout out to Nick Dog Championship Wrestling. Got you. All right, man. Hey, for sure, Gambino. Hey, he's putting out that work, man. Y'all see the links out there, man. Check him out in the comment section. And man, for sure, man, I'll be able to check some of this stuff out when I get out the show because right now I would have to really uh, look into that for sure. All right, so the rest of the show right here, thank you, my brother Gambino. But right here, we're gonna get into some MMA news. All right, I know a couple of weeks ago that we seen the announcement from John Jones that he decided to vacate the heavyweight championship at that one point, almost like an interim where they had to fight it out between him and Tom Aspinall. John Jones decided, he said, you know what, he's just going to walk away. And in doing so, Dana White decided to go ahead and announce that now Tom Aspinall is now the UFC heavyweight champion. With no debate, no discussion, right? No problem. I did see, and it may be clickbait, maybe AI, right? But I did see that possibly John Jones may have just been calling a bluff. Who knows, right? Maybe, maybe not. Could have been AI, like I said. Who knows? But we'll keep an eye on that because, to be honest with you, John Jones to me is the greatest mixed martial arts fighter of all time. Again, my opinion. I'm not saying speak for anyone else right now. If you have somebody, no problem. You can put it in the comment section and bet. I mean, I'm not here so much as to say like what you say is wrong. It's just what I've seen is what again the only thing I've seen. Good example of that would be like for me in boxing. Um, by the way, my name is TKO. Appreciate it. Thank you, brother. And my work name is TKO. But but the thing would be is like for me it's like boxing, right? That's like saying Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson to me is the greatest heavyweight fighter or fighter in my opinion of all time. That's just me. Is that to say I'm arguing with someone that would say Muhammad? No, I'm not going to sit here and just say like someone that said Muhammad Ali is the greatest is wrong. Heck no, no. Now let's say Larry Holmes, and you're around my age. I'm at 38. If you were to say Larry Holmes, you 30, I'm like, bro, you reaching. Like you doing something just to like start an argument with me, right? And that's what TKO don't like. So my thing is that I will find that hilarious to me right there is that I wouldn't sit there and engage to say that every time someone has a opinion about their favorite fighter is something wrong with that. Hey Walter, what's happening, baby? My man, what's going on, man? Glad you joining us again on Monday. How you doing, big dog? It's been a minute. So anyway, I think that let's see if we keep an eye on that when it comes to John Jones. And then I see other news where President Trump is saying that he wants a UFC fight on the White House grounds. All right. So, and he wants this for the 250th year of our American independence. Okay. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Despite regardless of opinions again on politics, I'm not here for all that. I would say as a US citizen, if we're celebrating our United States government and our country, I'm all for it. I don't think it's too much of anything teacher secret or nothing. I don't really give a crap about that stuff, man. That man can do what he do, right? At this moment, because I'm American, bro. It is what it is, right? I do believe that in this country we still have the freedoms to be able to create our own wealth and or lifestyle for whatever it's worth. So, that's the way I see it. However, for a UFC event, I think it'd be pretty dope, man. I mean, if you want to be there for it, by all means be there. Nothing wrong with that. We just see what happens, We'll see how much money they're gonna make off of it because you know how that's gonna go. But boy, one thing I would say though, it's like it's crazy how sometimes uh how everything seems like the price goes up. Everything. No matter what it is today. Something that's valued, something that people love and enjoy. It always seems like the price goes up. The real question is not so much is what price, but who's going to pay the price. So anyway, to get off of that, I seen my man Tapoya. Yeah, we already announced last week that he knocked out Charles Oliveira cold, and now he's a two-division champion. I've seen that it was showing reports that someone I watched recently, and I kind of like this guy, Paddy Pimbley. I think he's pretty dope. I like that guy from Europe. Don't get me wrong. I think England, by the way. Man, I like that guy. I seen him on like one fight, but I like the intensity of this dude. And they're saying it's definitely gonna make maybe a fight down the road with these two, Taporia and Pimbley. I'm with it. I'm all about that because that's definitely 5 letters, one word, uh, money on that fight for sure. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, man. I think like if I'm looking forward to seeing that fight if that goes down because Tapoya is a wrecking machine. He is now at this point putting away a lot of the great champions of UFC in his division. He is again, he's putting them to bed, man. Pause. He's putting them to bed, putting them to sleep. And I like that about UFC because again, every fight can create a new star. Every new star, of course, it elevates the sport, brings it to another stratosphere. And I think this guy Tapoya is he's big time money. So definitely gonna see who's the next opponent is gonna be, but I can't wait to see that fight. And then let's see. What's some other news that we're gonna get to? My man, Ben Askren, right? Ben Askren, he actually received a lungs transplant because he was really dealing with a bad situation with his lungs. And I'm glad that he was able to receive that double lung surgery, that is. And he's only 40 years old, man. 40 years old. And he suffered severe pneumonia. And speaking of someone like myself, I had walking pneumonia when I was a senior in high school. Bro, that put me down in the bed for a complete month. I could not function or anything. I remember I was trying to get up to go to bed, go to school, and my temperature come to find out when I woke up at the hospital because my mom had to take me, and I don't remember none of that day really except moments. My temperature was like 103, and they was putting ice on me and stuff. It's dangerous, man, and but thank God good, man. Thank God that he's being able to receive a double lung transplant. It's not always again about the combat sports, just in the arena or the octagon in this case, but it's good that this man has another bill of life, and God gave him again the opportunity to receive this blessing. So that's awesome, man, and I'm glad to hear that good news. So that's what we like to do here. Like I will just stay on that pop up side of things, and that's good news to always have. Is to know that again, people are again the sport, knowing that they are loved by so many people in the crowd. Never met them in 1 second, right? But the impact you have on people's lives, just like these men and women, and my good friend Brian in the armed forces, right there in the Air Force. We never met these people face to face, but they are our heroes. A lot of people may look up to me as a professional wrestler. I think it's pretty cool. Um, however, I just kind of try to keep humble about it all because if I want people to, in this point in my life, see me, I want them to see God in me, trying to be try to be good about my life. But just like, again, fended this country and someone like a Ben Askren loved by hundreds of thousands of people to be able to get another chance at life is very awesome, man. So that's very good. And we just want to definitely just say shout out to Ben Askren, man. Let's see what happens after that. Recover strong and man, help us have a good, productive life. So let's go ahead and get over here to some good old boxing. All right. So we knew here on the Knockout Hour, we knew it. Probably could have called it. That we knew the fact that Tyson Fury is not done. It's the fight game, baby. What are you talking about? You done? You're never done. It's always money, right? So that's a fight game. And I find it so hilarious. It didn't take that long. It really didn't. However, we're looking towards a trilogy with Tyson Fury and Usyk, right? The problem in my mind is why would Usyk take the fight? He beat him twice, convincingly. Well, by decision, but he beats him twice. And you mean to tell me you're gonna fight him again? Hey, the math ain't mathing. Now, of course, it's all about the five letters on this show, one word that we love more than anything. Money, right? Again, it's the fight game. Mhm. That's all it's about. It's the fight game. So if they're gonna have a trilogy, it's all about that green, baby. That green, that mean green. So we'll keep an eye on that because they're talking about possibly for April the 26th. Now, before that even transpire, this weekend we got Amanda Taylor and my girl Serrano. Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor 3. It's going down in Madison Square Garden live on Netflix. I'm watching that. That's going to be a good fight. If you haven't seen that fight, these two women right here are going to squabble it out for sure. I'm telling you right now, I hope it goes to decision, but this one's going to be a good one. So if you guys ain't doing nothing Saturday, mark that down in your calendar. Taylor Serrano 3 fight is going. It's going down. I think it's going to be awesome. And then we're going to have a Manny Pacquiao return this year. Of course, we already announced that. And hey, man, good luck to Manny Pacquiao. I, I here, cause I'm gonna bring some up in a second. Let me add on to that. All right, let's add on to that. Let's add on to that. I'm trying to always see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? I don't always want to talk down. Ricky Hatton. All hands in the comment section. You remember who Ricky Hatton is? I'm not talking down. He is a Hall of Famer. Love Mr. Ricky Hatton. However, he's going to fight after 13 years on December the 2nd in Dubai. Dubai. Come on, man. I think it's funny, man, that I've never, in most recent history of conversations with anybody, I talked to my cousin a lot about fighting. Talked to DC. We talk about the fight game. Uh, handful of guys, right? I've never in my circle or any circles heard anybody clamor for a Ricky Hatton fight in today's boxing. Ain't so, man. The problem he had back then is that he did like to pull a Joker, right? Or pull, excuse me, yeah, what's my man name? Luca. Where when it comes to a fight, fight day, he's ready to go. He's at weight. However, as soon as the fight's over, he gets like Porky the Pig, right? He just lets go. And for him, that worked very long because he had an impressive record of 45 wins and 3 knockouts and 30. I mean, excuse me, 45 wins and 3 losses with 32 knockouts. People don't realize, man, you don't get that by luck or chance. You get that because you got them hands. You put in that work. And I do admire his career. I really do because again, he's a legend in this sport to a lot of people, especially uh, to a lot of people in my time and area. A lot of people adore this man. But I would just say, man, sometimes some people just need to learn, man. Let it go. If you ain't fought in 13 years for a good reason, maybe you need to stay out of the ring. Commentating wouldn't be a bad thing. Like, look at Booker T, right? Booker T could wrestle a match on WWE. Absolutely can wrestle 10 minutes right now. Does that mean anybody's calling for Booker T to wrestle a 10-minute match at WWE right now? Absolutely not. Right? So some things I think the sport has passed the time of where you are, and also the skill level right now is ridiculous. So I hope he can just be able to achieve what he's looking for because man, it'll be hard to see that man getting knocked out, man, at his age. That'd be horrible. All right. Now speaking, let's go back to when it goes down to Usyk, right? So when it comes down to Usyk, he has many people because again, Heavy is the head who wears the crown. I should know this at this point. Everybody always trying to come to be the king of the mountain, the queen of the mountain. Well, in this case, my man Dubois, excuse me. Dubois, I said it right. He said he's ready to fight Usyk. And he's not worried about no Tyson Fury return. He just wants to be able to get his chance. Daniel said to my man Alexander, hey, yo, what's up with it? Give me my shot. Give me my rematch. And I think he's earned that definitely by knocking out my man Anthony Joshua. Because Anthony Joshua was one heck of a fight. Very impressive. However, I think he's earned that shot. I think Daniel definitely should get a shot against my man Alexander Usyk. And let's see what happens, man. So we gonna keep an eye on that. Definitely will. And the last, two more things. So we're gonna start this way. Jake Paul is saying a rumor that said that he's calling out Anthony Joshua. I'll put it to you like this. If that fight were to happen, and he beats Anthony Joshua, then at that point I would say this man is probably the greatest fighter of all time. I would go down saying that. You hear it right here on this show. I now when I mean Anthony Joshua, I mean right now Anthony Joshua, not give me 5 years and then he fights him. No, I'm talking about right now. Give me Anthony Joshua in a real boxing officiated match. Not this Netflix crap. Well, yeah, no, this Netflix crap. Give me the old Eddie Hearn, you know, Showtime boxing, right? If that happens and he beats Anthony Joshua, I would say that Jake Paul's the greatest fighter ever lived. I would say that. That'd be my opinion. However, it is a joke. Even like my man Juan Cesar Chavez Jr., that recently just lost to Jake Paul in unanimous decision, got deported. No, I'm not laughing at him. I'm not laughing at him. Not at all. I'm laughing because I'm like, did Jake Paul beat him and tell on him too? Like, come on, man. Did you tell on this brother and tell him, hey man, we need to get him up. Why'd you do that? Come on, man. That was low. That was low. You have to do all that. I thought that was kind of funny. Again, I'm just making jokes. Or am I? Who's to know? But I think that is hilarious, man. That ironic, you can get through a fight. Somehow they didn't stop that fight though. They made sure they made their money, and then it's like, okay, now let's go get him. Look, come on, talking about a green card, visa expiration. That's fine, man, but you ain't gotta just be like put. Come on, let's do better. Come on, I mean that is silly. And that's like some stuff like where that's like to say if like I don't know, that's just really weird. That's weird. Can't tell me he ain't had nothing to do with that. I'm being funny. I don't want to get sued. Allegedly. I'm just being funny. But anyway, man, I just think that was kind of funny to look up before we left the point when it comes down to boxing. But man, we're just gonna keep an eye on some of these fights that's coming up because again, some of these heavyweight divisional matchups I think is great because in boxing at this point in time, I just find it really weird that we're not seeing the heavyweight division really show up and show out like it used to be because that's where it was when I was growing up. It really was like the heavyweight division. But we'll keep an eye on that. All right. So now it's time for the wrestling segment. My favorite part of the show. Now, when it comes down to it, because why? Because that's what I do, baby. I wrestle. And man, but we're gonna sit here and address some things that's been going on in and outside the ring. A lot of reports going on, left and right. About let's say, for instance, Triple H booking, right? It's really conflicting to understand the product right now because why are we just trying to show people the magic? Why are we so as performers too? Because it's really kind of irritating. I get why WWE is at a whole nother stratosphere right now. They're at the top at what they do with the best support staff and system to make them more money than they can possibly ever make. And I'm glad that they're doing that. But I'm really tired of like exposing the integrity of what we work hard for to protect, meaning this our livelihood. Now we mean our livelihood. There's people like me out here on these roads that's going from show to show to show. For a lot of you people out there, that may sound ridiculous. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. But that's what that person chose for their life, right? Now let's say they can't make it to the big time. There's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't diminish nobody's career more or less, not even my own. I would never look down in my career because I didn't make it to WWE. That's not my intention to go for my professional wrestling. No, it's not. However, you talking about signing on some papers, that's a whole different story. Shoot, AEW, TNA, anybody got some money, we can talk. I don't care. Like that's not about integrity. All right. Again, we can have a conversation. But it's kind of like where when you keep telling people what we do, it doesn't make it special. Good example. A lot of people will always be like, "Hey, I would love to come in the ring and take a chop." Yeah, I would too if I was a fan. Who would not love that, right? But here's the thing, and it's just bluntly honest. I spent too much time in practice. I spent so many times in matches, sacrificing so much of my ability to again probably walk another day or took a slam wrong. I remember one time I couldn't move. I did a victory roll one time in practice, and this is why at this point I wrestled a couple shows. I wasn't on big time, uh we was practicing with my trainer and we doing victory roll. Only thing I remember was I was there and I went down and he was about to roll through. However, I could press my own neck a certain way as I was going down because I didn't grab around his legs a certain way. And I could not move. Like this hot sensation went shooting down from like the back of my neck all the way down to my right side of my body. It was this hot flash just went through. I couldn't move. I was just shaking and stuff for a second. Man, that was the scariest thing I experienced in wrestling in my life. Honestly, it was, and it was just because again practicing. So I'll be perfect what I can do later on in my career. And I just think a lot of people got to realize, like, when you tell people something to say, like, well, if you want me to chop you, number one, that's that's something where, like, again, doing a chop improperly can take you away from here. And again, it's not for sport. If you want to do that amongst yourselves, by all means, there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not uh, advocating to do it either. So kids, do not do this at home. Any which things you see us do not do this. We're not stunt devils and stuff. We are professionally trained. Okay, so this is not a PSA to say go out here and do this to your sister. No, do not. Do not emulate what you see on TV, guys. But I would say, man, when I hear people say that, it don't hurt my feelings. It's more or less like, man, if you think you can do what I do, then what makes me unique? Everybody would love to go to a football game and catch a pass from their favorite quarterback in the fourth quarter of the game. But last time I checked, you ain't on that field and you ain't catching that pass, right? But ever someone will, and that's why we're fans. We should just appreciate the product. Now, let's say if in the NFL they show you behind the scenes of how the commissioner and all that choreographs the draft and the process and all this that, and the third. Do you think that'll be enjoyable for the fans? So, yeah. Others be there to criticize. And it makes the business worse because now you try to make it seem like it's all business without any type of recognition for how hard we really work. Now, yeah, they're gonna show you some stuff like this is the script we was going with, this is the storylines. And yeah, it's very interesting to tell people that stuff. Yeah. Again, if we had to, why would you sell that to the people that they believe in us, man? They really do. And I really think that's like one of the things I do not like a lot about um the top company right now. You're killing it for the rest of us. Even like my man's right here, um, Gambino. We own professional wrestling companies. So when people come around and they come to my shows, they always want to expect the big glamour, the big lights of the WWE. I'm sorry, guys, to mistaken the fact that that's not how it always is. In my city, we got a minor league baseball team called the Burlington Sock Puppets. Yeah, I know, right? Burlington Sock Puppets. But for those thousands of fans that go there to those games, those players mean everything to them, even if they don't make it to the big time. And that's what indie wrestling is like for a lot of people that don't understand that. You got the shows WWE, the big time New York City, and all that, Greensboro Coliseum. While the rest of us literally will be wrestling in the building no less than 2 blocks away from it the next night, and they're not throwing no shade. It's just to say, like, that's how we kind of grow up in this game. And that's how you find your stars that you have today. People like Javon Evans. I remember him since that boy was 14 years old. And I'm nothing but proud of that kid. Every single time I see him online, I see him on matches, I see his family. They always supported that kid. And he's a phenomenal person. I remember he stopped by. And a lot of y'all might even notice, like, right, let's see. Right. Yeah, the young kids over here on one of these pictures. Right there. There it is, the young OG right there. You see that? So yeah, that's the young OG Javon Evans. Greensboro's on. North Carolina's on. You got Jackson Drake right there. Jackson Drake, the evolved champion. Right there. So a lot of people don't recognize, that the top company, of course, again, it's going to always be the trailblazer. But guys, stop sitting here killing the smaller products like ourselves, trying to put on for our city, our communities. Because to the people around here, and the people will know my name further than that soon enough, they know who TKO is. And that's what matters to them, for sure. So nothing to talk down on the E. Just saying, man, hey, lighten up on telling everything and shut up. Because y'all messing up my money. But anyway, we're going to get to another song real quick. This is the hip hop spotlight moment right here. We're gonna go with OC from NC, Dr. Jerome. We're gonna turn up a little bit. Go ahead and get it fired up for the last part of this show. So we're gonna get some OC from NC, Dr. Jerome. Let's get it, D. See?
I'm probably laid back with a bad one, big pack in a magnum, big pack full of magnums. Wait, we done got to the last one. See, I'm not like the last one. We done popped out in traffic, we done popped out in fashion. Hey, like we just popped out the plastic, we just popped out a classic. Big old knot, I was laughing. We just stopped out in Dallas. We just watched all the Mavericks. D just knocked off her lashes. She get dropped off in classes, but I be teaching her other shit. Like I be teaching her brother shit. Like we gon' trap today, the little brother shit. We gon' rap today, we gon' cover shit. But I'm just him in the town, really. I'm in here, but the town with me. That little bitch from the town. Had your bitch at the round table, like motherfuck what you bring to it, baby. How the fuck is your brain doing? I'm in touch with what came to her. How the fuck is my name booming? I'm just him in the state, really. Philly joint say she hate Philly, but she throwing subs if we ain't chillin', nigga blowing up. My little cuz said growing up, shit was going up, shit. Knowing us, that little nigga drunk throwing up, shit, throwing up, shit. Throw it up, fuck. Hey, was down, now it's on the bus. Bust down, now she wanna rush. Touchdown, 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 now she wanna bust. Bust down, right in front of us. First down, right in front of us. Look, touchdown. Hey, wait. I feel like Marshawn, you know why I'm here, baby. Wait. I feel like a Marshawn, ain't I flying here? Is shit finna flying here? Is niggas gon' die here? I already killed shit, nigga. We can get the fuck out of here. This shit out of here though. This shit gotta to go. This shit gotta to go. Gotta to blow. This shit hit from the cell. This shit Dr. Jerome. Got in the dough. Cuz that strap on jeans. Them shit's not the Jabos. Got with the bros. They leaving this bitch clean or this bitch not finna close. I should get stock in the foes. SMJ for the code. What? Can't wait for them lows, bitch. SMJ for the code, bitch. Used to couldn't wait for them road trips when I'm picking up weight on the road. Cuz picking up weight on the road. Hey, we gon' wait on them though. Fuck it. Was down, now it's on the bus. Bust down, now she wanna rush. Touchdown, 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 now she wanna bust. First down, right in front of us. Bust down, right in front of us. Look, touchdown, touchdown.
Yeah, boy. That's my man's, my homie, my partner, OC from NC, right there with that heat, right there. Yeah, right. It was Dr. Jerome. You want to be able to hear that, and for a lot of you guys right there, you're saying, "Hey, I got some heat, T. I got some heat, TKO." Well, I put your boy on. Hit me up, man. Hit me up so you can get your music played on this show too. If you want to, man, hit me up at iconprowrestling.tko@gmail.com. Again, if you're an artist looking to have your track spun during the show, email me at iconprowrestling.tko@gmail.com. And really quick before I get back to the wrestling, shout out to Monster Energy Drink. Hey, for sure. If you enjoy Monster Energy Drink, man, appreciate the sponsorship, man. It's a great partnership. I love this. When it comes down to things like this, man, because I love me a good old Monster every now and again when I'm about to get ready to fight. Matter of fact, y'all want me to cut a commercial with boy, no. But anyway, come on, Monster, holla at me. But anyway, now shout out to Monster Energy Drink, man. If you guys get a chance, man, tomorrow morning, if you guys looking for a good old pick me up, grab your good old Monster at your local store. All right. So get back to the wrestling moments right here. And when it comes down to it, the results from this past Monday Night Raw, man. So even went back and watched it again because it was filmed earlier. Reason why they did that is because they had the show moved up 2 hours in order to film SmackDown on Monday right after Raw was over. So the guys and the ladies will be able to be home during the 4th of July weekend with their loved ones. And I thought that was pretty dope, man. So shout out to WWE for being more conscious of realizing without your family in wrestling, you don't have nothing. You know, it'll be just all ego, to be honest with you. And so to start the show off, man, we have Rhea Ripley as she comes down, fired up as she always do. Got the crowd, man. One thing about Rhea, man, she's a megastar. There's only like, in my opinion, in today's wrestling, when it comes to WWE, again, I don't watch too many of a lot of all the products. Brother got to work all the time, right? But I would say that there's a certain aura with certain superstars right now. There's Roman Reigns and there's Cody Rhodes. There's John Cena. There's your Seth Rollins. You know, to me, that's just me, right? But when you got like the women's division in WWE when it comes to Rhea Ripley, here. Everybody else, maybe Bianca, here. Charlotte, yeah, because in my opinion, I still believe she's one of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time. But there's a difference. And Rhea Ripley, when she comes in there, she commands your respect, your attention, and I love Miss Rhea, man. And she went ahead and said it's about that time to go ahead and cash in that opportunity, not necessarily the Money in the Bank, but saying that, hey, you've been long overdue for this, and so it's time. So at Evolution this Sunday coming up, it will be Io Sky and Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. And then we got the World Tag Team Championship match between the New Day and the Judgment Day. In a surprising fashion, the new WWE World Tag Team Champions is the Judgment Day with Finn Balor and JD McDonough. Man, I watched that match and I was it's really surprising with the males in Judgment Day. When they win the titles, the crowd is up. Even with, no, you know what? Judgment Day is one of those sneaky underhand kind of like heel teams that not necessarily like a dominant in the size of like physically being dominant, but yet they're really winning over the crowd. And I think the problem too is wrestling sometimes is I think the New Day did a great job because if they popped that hard for the New Day losing the titles, then apparently you did something right. It doesn't matter if they got tired of it or not. If the crowd popped as loud as they did, then you did your job right. So good match. I enjoyed it. I think that was a very good performance. Then we got Sheamus and Rusev. Again, we're going back to the bangers. At the banger, at the banger. And yet your winner and still that man, Rusev, he beat Sheamus in a one-on-one matchup. So then we had a backstage skirmish. And then same time we had a Gunther promo. Gunther comes out and again makes it very well known to a lot of people out here is that he's the man around here when it comes down to it. And yet when it was in the ring with Seth Rollins, CM Punk runs out there to try to attack Rollins. Rollins runs off like a scalded dog, as Jim Ross would say. At the same time, you seen CM Punk punch Gunther, so now we see they're finally giving Gunther the grade A talent that he needs to solidify that championship more in this title run, which I think is great. But we're gonna start off with him beating Goldberg this Saturday on Saturday Night Main Event. Check that out. It's going to be on NBC or the Peacock Network. But yet at the same time, you've seen LA Knight getting his hands on Seth Rollins, and I like what they're building up to this too, because I think LA Knight has worked very hard and should get a championship opportunity very soon. And then you had Bailey versus Lyra Valkyria, which was a good old DQ or a draw, excuse me. And so both of them is going to be in a triple threat with Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship match at Evolution. And it says right here, it says, "Give me Rhea and Gunther to remain champs for a good bit." I'm with it too. I really am, because I think Rhea only elevates the division, because if she's up here in this area, everybody needs to catch up. It's not the other way down. Hold you can't hold a light underneath any type of darkness when it comes to Rhea, because she's always going to shine, man. You're absolutely right. I do believe the same. I'll give me both of them for long run, because I do think that it's only going to make the division and the talent better and pushing itself. Thank you for that, Walter. I like that comment. And the last thing on Monday Night Raw, which actually was a really good main event, and Sami Zayn, you kind of won me over with a little bit or something. Um, I think that was pretty dope. And I think that the match was pretty good. I think that Bronson Reed and um, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker are a really good tag team. I wish they really do get away with Seth Rollins. But your winners in that match was the team of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Very good match. All right, so that's the news when it comes down to Monday Night Raw. And let's see what went down on SmackDown, as this was again taped for the 4th of July, so it wasn't live. However, you had all hail the king of the ring, and that was Cody Rhodes, as he announces that he's going to be the one to go out to John Cena at SummerSlam. That the fact that he got the opportunity to face a champ, he will face John Cena for the WWE Undisputed Heavyweight Championship, and that would be at this year's SummerSlam. And then, all right. So then, real quick, I was going to go down to a rundown. So you got, let's see here. You got the Secret Heresy, not Cersei. You got the Secret Heresy, and it's going against Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, which had good chemistry. And your winners were Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, and they also hugged, which is very weird to see these two get along. So we'll see what happens. But I think it's a very, very good combination they got going on there. And then so right here you got let's see here, you got the Wyatt Six versus Berto, Chris Sabin, Montez Ford, and Joey Gargano. These are the heads of the 4 tag teams, as you would say, and yet they're all in the action against the Wyatt Six, where you had the winners of the Wyatt Six, and they earned themselves a tag team championship match. Then you had Faction versus Andrade and Ray Phoenix, with Ray Phoenix and Andrade is working very well. And your winners in that match and giving them their first loss on the main roster is Andrade and Ray Phoenix. Good work by them. And then you had Jacob Fatu and Jimmy Uso versus Solo Sikoa and JC Mateo in a matchup. And your winners were Jacob Fatu and Jimmy Uso. I think that match was really good. Hard hitting impact match. Very good show for SmackDown. I do believe I like the storyline where it's adding Solo back into the mix, because he was a little MIA and seemed like the one that took the biggest hit from not being back in Roman's good graces, from stealing the Ulafala from him. And then yet just kind of got pushed to the side when Jacob came there, which again, sometimes he just ready for the main event scene. And I think Solo found his own character now, which I think is kind of amusing. I like it. He's finding his way now. And also calling his group called the Family Tree, which somebody pointed out you didn't see Tungaloa there. I mean, Tamatonga. So we'll keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on it now. All right. But that's going down. So this weekend, you're going to have the Saturday night main event, which I know is going to feature the World Heavyweight Championship match between Gunther and Goldberg. I know you're going to have Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. They're going to be throwing down an Evolution. You got Trish Stratus versus Tiffany Stratton at Evolution. Keep an eye out for Naomi, because I think that'd be dope if Naomi cash in on that, and she'd be going to get Jade. That right, Jade, and going against her at SummerSlam, because that's Jade called her shot. And yet I will sit there and just look into what's going to go down. I'm gonna try to be again more active on social media. Sorry guys, but I'm gonna work on it. But I'm gonna try to make sure everybody knows what's going down on that end. And yeah, man, we'll just see, put a poll up, see who thinks who's gonna win what matchups and so on and so forth. Just get some good old interaction going. But that's all the news right there. Now tonight's gonna be Monday Night Raw again. Everybody check it out. It's gonna be on Netflix right after we leave here in the next couple minutes. But before we leave, I like to get on my social medias, my plugs, and all that good stuff, so you guys can know where to check out my matches, see how it gets down, and yeah, man, my social medias is Teddy Island Jr. on Facebook, and on all the other socials is TKO336. Especially on YouTube right here. If you want to check out my matches, that'd be dope. Great. I'll love that for sure. Also, man, if you want to check out my professional wrestling company, that's Icon Professional Wrestling, and that's a LLC company. So anyway, man, yeah, man. Well, if you want to hit on my company, check them out. You can always hit up the email iconprofessionalwrestling.tko@gmail.com. But yeah, man. And so this weekend I got 2 matchups. Well, yeah, this week coming up. Excuse me. I got 1 matchup this Sunday. It's gonna be going down to Rubik's down in Raleigh, North Carolina. Hope everybody comes out and show up. It's going to be online. I'm gonna try to make sure I post that because kind of one of the things we had to get. It was a show that got rain delayed, and yeah, man, I'm gonna be out there putting on one show that is gonna have people talking because I like to go out and perform for these people, man. They some good folks, and I'm ready to defend my title. It's been a minute. Like to show up and show out. Been working on the body too because I'm looking good right now. But no, man. And then after that, I got a show. It's gonna be on the 19th, and it's gonna be at 1722 Mill Avenue in Eden, North Carolina, for BWA Wrestling. I'm gonna go out there. Shout out to my people in Eden. I miss you guys. Can't wait to see you. It's going down. TKO's back in town, baby. The baddest man around. And I throw any clown that wanna throw me a frown. See, that's why I leave the hip hop spotlight moment to you guys. But pretty much, man, like I say, when it comes down to it, I think this week in wrestling, guys, let's have fun. Let's entertain ourselves. It's gonna be plenty for us to talk about next Monday. May have a special guest on here to check us out on the Knockout Hour and see if we have fun with this. We're going to see how it works out. And yeah, man, we're going to have some good stuff to report back. Again, I know we got the Manny Pacquiao fight coming up. Lord help him. We need to say a prayer for him and his people. Because that old man need to go sit down somewhere. But no, like I said, man, it's been a pleasure being with you, ladies and gentlemen, every Monday night. Again, to my Air Force Division right there. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. I hope y'all guys please remain safe as always. Walter, shout out to you. Shout out to my man Gambino out there in Florida, man. Shout out to you guys in your wrestling promotion. Go ahead and do your thing, big that paper. But I know that if it comes down to me, I'm about to get ready to get some of that Monday Night Raw, kick back, and hey, have me a great week. So I love you guys. We'll see you here next Monday. Let's keep getting stronger. Let's keep growing, baby. And yeah, watch some wrestling, watch some fighting in MMA. See y'all next Monday. Love you guys. Peace.
What you looking at, boy? What you looking at? I got a TKO on wherever the food is at. What you looking at, boy? What you looking at? Got 2 T's of my own, I don't need the gang. Hold up, no sir. Step into the mic, bring me closer. Sabotage back in the lab, and to stop that you gonna have to go through both the swole up. Anytime I pull up the bars, I buck up my shoulders and pour the heart. Word to God, my gears push the starter feature, but my skill set a la carte. Woo! You don't understand, I got 7 sins in one palm on my hand. Balls are right rigid and bodies get numb every time I demonstrate the main rule of thumb.